You are listening to the Outlaw Podcast with me, your host, Andrea Hall. I am a certified equine gestalt coach, speaker, 3-time author, and lawyer. I help women lawyers who are miserable in their career, struggling with mental and emotional health issues, wanting to have fun in their lives, and struggling to be selfish. After fulfilling my dream of being a criminal defense attorney and opening my own law practice right out of law school, I thought I had it all. While at the height of my career, my 18-month-old puppy died, and I thought, what am I killing myself for? Sometime later, I was diagnosed with a brain tumor, and my world turned upside down. It was in that moment I realized something had to change. This podcast is about sharing my journey with you about what is possible in your life outside the legal profession, stopping the adulting and being able to play as a child, inspiring you to dream again. Let the journey begin.
Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Outlaw. I am your host, Andrea Hall, and I want to talk about a moment of truth. Do you ever wake up dreading to go to work? I actually remember the good old days and going to my career when it wasn't work. I graduated from law school and I had such drive and ambition to become a lawyer and was looking at being so successful. And when I couldn't get a job, I decided I was going to open my own law practice, and I worked as a waitress at night and practiced law during the day, and I did that for almost a full year until I could successfully feed myself just off of my own law practice. And I lived for the kill, and I did that for numerous years. Enjoyed every moment of it and enjoyed the long hours and helping clients on the weekends, and I didn't mind getting up early and staying at work late. And then my 18-month-old puppy died. And that's when I really started struggling and was wondering what I was doing in the legal profession. And for me, the kill no longer became fun. I started dreading going to work. And I remember a time when I left my practice and took the summer off to have fun and play. And when the summer was over and it was time for me to actually go back to the grind, I said, I don't think I can do this anymore. And I really was on this soul-searching journey after that to figure out what I was going to do when I grow up, what I wanted to do with my life, who I wanted to be, what kind of a legacy I wanted to leave behind. And I didn't want to go back to work. I was dreading it every second that I thought about having to go to work. And I remember when I actually went back to work, the anxiety, the fact that I had heart palpitations, my voice went up several octaves. I got into this defensive mode, in this fight or flight mode, and I turned into the attacker. However, on this journey, I was determined to discover who I was, where I was going to go, and what was going to be my next chapter of my life. And according to the American Psychological Association, the legal profession is the 11th highest, or the legal profession has the 11th highest rate among suicide. And we are also a very high profession when it comes to drug and alcohol abuse. And what is the solution if you're dreading going to work? What could you do in order to stop that and find something that makes your heart sing again? And for me, it was going on a journey and following the breadcrumbs, and ultimately following those breadcrumbs and discovering what was next for me. And I've said in a previous episode that, God fires a warning shot, and if you don't hear that, then, you get the grenade dropped on you. And for me, I am just in the process of working that muscle and, trusting my intuition. And so, if I walk by and I hear the whisper, I don't always pay attention to that. And for me, it took getting a brain tumor before I realized, and that was the 2x4 upside the head for me. There were other things that had come up along the way that were indications that, the career that I had previously chosen were no longer serving me. However, unfortunately, I chose to let the whisper pass by and not focus on it until the grenade got dropped on me. And so some of the things that worked for me during that 3-year journey of figuring out what I was going to do next was journaling and following my intuition to the next person that I could talk to about whatever that would be. And eventually it led me to horses. And I did some personal work around horses and realized how de-stressed I was, how relaxed I was, how grounded and centered I was, and how easily my world could disappear. I could be at the barn for hours and it only felt like minutes. And that's when I knew that that was my ticket. Like, that was the thing that was where I needed to go next in my life. And that next step then led me to Melissa Pierce and getting certified as an equine Gestalt coach, and combining my love for horses and my passion for helping others into Withers Whisper. And now I get to spend time with my herd and my horses and get that healing energy and help others find what it is that is going to make their heart sing again. And my question to you is, do you really know what makes your heart sing? So many times we as human beings get shoved into a career or down a path that really is not our destiny and not what makes us happy. And I know for me, I was never pushed into the legal profession. In fact, I am the first child on both sides of my family that has a 4-year degree, let alone a master's degree. So my parents never pushed me into going to college or to get a certain type of degree. In fact, both my parents were blue collar workers, if you will. My mom was a hairdresser, went into that trade. My dad was a drywall contractor. They were both business owners, yet neither one of them pushed or steered us towards any sort of career. In fact, they didn't do that with any of us kids. We were always able to follow our hopes and our dreams and our passion. Yet I know that that's not the case for a lot of people. A lot of people go into careers, especially like the legal and the medical profession, because that's what everyone in their family did. That's what was expected of them. People go into careers because they think it's going to make them a lot of money. And I get asked all the time, if they should, people wanting to go into the legal profession, and they say, should I go in there? And my first question is to them, why? Why do you want to become a lawyer? And after they tell me their why, then we of course go into a further in-depth conversation. However, the why is really the biggest ticket. And that why is ultimately what led me to a different career path, as well as the health issues that I was having. However, I was being told long before that being a lawyer was physically killing me, and I wasn't listening. And unfortunately, the hard-headedness in me needed something drastic like a brain tumor to stop me in my tracks and make me realize that I did have other options, and that there was something that was bigger that I was being called to do. And I know that there are other women, lawyers, business owners, executives who are probably struggling with the same thing I was, with the dread of going to work. And I don't want you to be another statistic. And so if you are ready for your moment of truth, I offer free exploratory sessions where we uncover that moment of truth. And we can talk about, and I can help you discover what is going to make your heart sing again and stop you from the dread of going to work. So if that's something that interests you, please feel free to give me a call. If you'd like to share what you are dreading about going to work, I would love to hear about that as well. So thanks for tuning in to another episode of Outlaw.
Thanks for tuning into another episode of Outlaw. There is life after litigation. If anything I said in this episode resonates with you, call for a free exploratory session to see how I can help you. My horses will give you instantaneous feedback, unlike traditional talk therapy. You will shift your awareness into real time with the help of a horse. The horses are like lie detectors, flushing out limiting beliefs with a swish of their tail, a shift of their 1,200-pound body, or a simple unwillingness to move. Horses have a way of seeing into the window of our souls. Horses have been connected to humanity since the dawn of time. Their hearts can heal and mend our broken hearts. Simply standing in their presence can change our lives forever, putting the puzzle pieces back together and returning us to wholeness. Horses are restoring the parts of us that have been missing. You can call us at 970-682-4405 to set up your appointment today. Want to be inspired daily? See about our latest events or purchase a copy of my books? Go to our website at www.witherswhisper.com. That's www.witherswhisper.com, or you can follow us on any social media venue at Withers Whisper. Until the next episode, listen to the whispers.